Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and we're going to finish fixing up this bus to get ready to sell. There's a few blemishes on the body that I'm going to fix, like this crack here in the corner. There's a crack up there. Here's the Jeep project that we're going to be doing probably after the next project. I'm going to pick up a vehicle tomorrow, so you'll probably see that video after this one. And yeah, this one's going to take a lot more work and money put into it, so I'm just this one's on the back burner for now. But we've got to finish this up. There's some stuff on the inside I'll show you, and I've got a new radio and a backup camera, so we will get that stuff going, and that'll finish up this video. And at that point, it'll pretty much be ready to sell. I may put window vinyl on it today. I've got to wash some stuff up, but I'm going to fill these up with spray foam and then probably fiberglass patch these or Bondo them, just to get them, you know, in normal shape. And then yeah, we'll go from there. So here we go, we'll fill this up. All right, so I've got this paper stuffed in there for filler for that foam to stick to, and then I'll probably put a fiberglass. I have like fiberglass sheets. I'll probably put one around there, put the fiberglass resin all over that, and then maybe Bondo on top of that. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just gonna get this crack in the corner fixed up. And somewhere on the trip, the rest of the pieces in that corner fell out, so that one's gonna be pretty tough to repair, but I'll see what I can do. And anyways, we'll fill this in with some foam since it needs a little bit of something in there to go. All right, then I'll come back probably in an hour or so, do it again, make sure everything's sticking out further than it needs to. That way I can go back and cut it down when I'm done. So okay, good enough for now. Nice. All right, that particular angle may have been just really bad, but I was able to fill that up pretty easily with some foam, and you can see it's all sticking out nice and further than the plastic, so I'll be able to sand that down and go through some Bondo after that and try and just make it look good, make it waterproof. I've got to seal the roof as well of this thing, and I've got a kit to do that. That'll be another video. I might install the backup camera on this now. It goes where the license plate goes. Yeah, that and the radio is what's left. So also I've got caulking. I'm gonna recaulk all of this. We had just a small leak coming in the inside, and these joints, they're just caulked, so they get old after a few years and have to be recaulked. So I've got that. All right, here's the radio. It's, yeah, I don't know what it's called. It's obviously more than a radio. It's kind of like an entertainment center, although not just entertainment. There's like GPS, guidance, phone, stuff like that. So we've got that. We're going to install, again, I'm just waiting on the parts, so in a couple of days those will be here. It came with screen protectors, so that's kind of cool. And the link for this is in the description. So yeah, if you're interested, it's going to be a pretty simple install. And got the backup camera stuff here, so obviously I don't run into any more trees, and hopefully just make this truck a little bit nicer to get ready to sell. And we've got like some antennas and stuff, so it's got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, so those connect to some antennas, and it's pretty straightforward. I've got a wiring harness as well, rather than cut the original wires and wire this straight to them. I've got another one of these basically that'll hook this up to, that'll plug into the original wiring harness, and this will plug into this radio. So pretty straightforward, swap in and swap out. It's got a microphone for making calls, so we'll get this installed in a couple of days. You'll see it again, and obviously just a couple of minutes for you guys. And then if we look up here, I'm going to order these vents as well, and that's pretty much it for the inside. The floor's just dirty because we were working in the mud so much out there, but there was where one of those rails was under the floor right here, I filled it with filler, and I guess when it dried it shrunk a little, so most of these vinyl pieces going down through here in a line straight down halfway down the bus are cracked. So I'm going to pull up all the vinyl pieces that are cracked, and I've probably got just enough to replace those. And so we'll get that replaced and filled in underneath completely. I'll let it dry this time because I was just throwing everything together so quickly. I didn't really let it dry, and I'm sure that's why it shrunk. So you can see it's just there's some air underneath there, and that caused it to crack. So here's the bus pretty much clean. The beds are up. There's the big old inverter, and yeah, just a few things on the inside to finish it up. It's pretty much done in here. It's got these shelves. All right, I'm gonna put vinyl on some of these windows so they're more private inside, and I'm gonna clean these off and put some just one-way privacy vinyl. This one's white. It's not gonna match. There was like one comment, I think, about the outside of the bus looking kind of bad with the wrap on it. I agree, but the dog's endearing, and I want it to kind of look junky on the outside. That way it's kind of like a sleeper in terms of, like, you know, an old car that doesn't look fast, but it's the engine's all souped up. Same thing on this one. I don't want it to look very conspicuous on the outside, and then when you go on the inside it's really nice and comfortable. So I kind of want to keep it like I mentioned in a video before, whoever buys it, if they want to fix it up, rewrap the outside or take it down, I'll leave that up to them. But I like it. I like the fact that on the outside it looks bad, and on the inside it's nice. So here we go. All right, so pretty much I want to say good enough on that one. This side got a little wrinkly, and I think I may do more damage than good trying to straighten that out. So I'm going to trim the edges of that and make sure, you know, we've just got like little bits, little pieces that don't look even. Not a big deal, but maybe just try and make those even. And then you can't see through there. You can see, I mean, back there because there's light. But when you look in here, you can see out just fine. So that's a success on that window. I'm gonna do the one on the other side, and we'll see if we have enough to do that little window on the back. All right, this window came out a lot better. I left the vinyl behind it. Yeah, so that's what that is. You can see it. I'm gonna do this one, clean it, and put that on. And then see if we have enough to do that little spot there and this one here. Here's a little trick I learned putting stickers on that truck. It's probably not the right way to do things, but you can see the creases. If I take a lighter and I just heat it up, it'll kind of shrink and be a lot less conspicuous. So you can see there, I'm going cross-eyed trying to look at that there, like that one. So I'm going to do that to all these little creases on this side. Oh, I can barely see. These little dots are making me go cross-eyed, but I'll do that and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. This is what it looks like before. And here's the after. So you can see the little creases, but it's mostly just because the holes are getting squished up on top of each other, but it looks a little better. All right, I got this back window done, this little side one as well. So that does it for all the windows. There's that one. Creases are out of it pretty much. I figured out how to do them after that first window, so these ones don't really have many creases. And this one, I just slapped up those two pieces I had left. I may come back in the future and take this down and just get a whole piece for that, but for right now that's good enough. That's where the shelf is anyways, but just to have that total privacy all the way around, I figured rather than just leave it empty, I'd smack these up since they peel off so easy. I'm not that worried about it if I want to fix it in the future. Okay, sorry if there's a weird glare there. Got the light in our eyes, but we'll go ahead and install this tool. That's it. Bingo, out she comes. Nice and simple. And worry about those later. Then we'll unplug this. Unplug the antenna, which is very bent anyways, and we'll get rid of this old radio. And we'll install the new one. I think I've got to remove here. We'll check. Yeah, so these little plastic edges are just big enough to keep this from going in, so we'll remove those real quick and I'll check back in after that's done. Alright, I got those edges trimmed off with just a grinder. That's all I had, and it turned out pretty good. Now what I've got to do is take this is a wire harness that clips straight into the factory one in the dash, and rather than cut the wires there and splice them in, this is the one that came with the radio. I'm just going to wire these two together, so this one will wire straight to the radio, and I'm going to use these, what are these called? Spade terminal, that's what these are. The Spade terminal kit. And yeah, so we'll just spend a couple minutes here wiring this together, these two together, and then that radio will be ready for install. Nice, I didn't realize these wires are actually labeled with what they are, so that's super handy, because I was going to look up a wiring diagram to wire them to that new radio, since these are labeled as well. But yeah, these are labeled, so that should be pretty simple. Alright, so I'm going ahead and putting the other end of the connectors on this harness, and I'm just using these Spade connectors to connect them up. So I'm just matching up these wires as I go. I should have a few extra ones here, but some of them are things like backup camera and such, which I have. So I'll connect all the ones that I do have, and we'll see what's left over. It looks like all of these colors are coordinated, so far I've connected 3 and they've all been the same color, so that's a good starting point to look for. My guess they're all probably going to be like that, but if most of them are like that, that makes it easier than having to look through each one individually till I find the right match. Alright, well fortunately they were all labeled and they all corresponded, so that's great. Makes it easy. This company must have made this for this specific radio. Yeah, I'm just using these Spade connectors so it's not permanent. And that's the last one there. To the original harness, and these are all spare things. Let's see, for example, steering wheel key, positive rear camera. So I could probably swap that steering wheel key in for like one of the other positives. Never mind. This one's for an amplifier. Here's the rear camera, parking brake, steering wheel key, positive. That other one must have been same thing. Power antenna, so that's that, and this one is steering wheel audio control, and I don't have steering wheel audio control, so we'll plug this in. We can come back to these later. I'll get that radio set up and we'll throw this in there. Alright, here's the jumble of wires, everything that plugs into the back of the radio here. Up here I've got a microphone, GPS antenna, and a Wi-Fi antenna. That'll look a lot more streamlined when I'm done. This is just the mess before it all goes in, so I'll get everything hooked up and pushed in, and then yeah, we'll be good to go. I think I've got everything, including the backup camera, ready to go. All right, I've got the little mounting handles on the side here. They protrude just a little bit, but that's how this one has to be. And we'll get this stuck in and connect it up. So I'll put this up here so you can see. All right, here we are. The radio's in here. You can see me there. Nice and shiny. Up here we've got a Wi-Fi antenna and a GPS antenna. The GPS one's the small square. Up here we've got the microphone hooked up for the camera running down through there. I'll make it maybe a little more smooth, but that looks pretty good. I can't see it from where I'm sitting. And I haven't tried this yet, but everything looks like it's hooked up correctly. So we'll turn this on and see if it comes on. All right, there we go. Let's see if we can get the shade off of that. See if I can get out of there, remove the glare. Yeah, this is cool. So I'm gonna play around with this for a bit, but it's working and pretty pumped. Yeah, this thing's awesome. Let's see, we can swipe around here. I guess we can pull up more things. Looks like we can download apps and everything on the Play Store, so it looks like it's pretty much just like a tablet or a phone, but it's a whole radio system powered by, it looks like Android. And welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and today we're going to do a day in the life. Yeah, I can watch YouTube on this and everything. The touchscreen works super well. I'm very pleased with this, so yeah, I like it. Well, it's working. The speakers work, everything works. So we've got these USB plugins that we can add extra memory to, chargers, stuff like that. So I'm going to get these tucked out of the way somewhere nice. And then we've got this cable, which is running back to the backup camera, which I have to install. So that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm Ernest. This is the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one. And there'll be more to come on this bus video before we get it sold.